episode, my continued exploration into the cryptic side of the state of Tennessee, where I'll be looking for cryptids, gem sites, and the ancient prehistory of the mound builders in Tennessee. And I also look to see if there's any kind of overlap in the Bigfoot hotspots and the mound sites. Hi, my name is Jenna Bosiger, and thank you for watching my Cryptic Cryptids YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the like for this video. I really do appreciate it. Starting with Tennessee's cryptids, definitely has an amazing habitat for cryptids, the way the state just left wild like that. The cryptids in Tennessee include the white bluff screamer, Flintville monster, the non-deer, and the wampus cat. Now, the wampus cat, I can't say for sure, but I feel like it could be a case of seeing black jaguars. And if that's the case, I hope that they stay cryptic until humans are no longer going to be trying to hunt them down, or worst of all, putting them in a zoo. Coming from EastTennessee.com, Tennessee Wildman, he's said to be a cryptid local to the east side of Tennessee and could be considered the southern cousin of Bigfoot. He is described as a very tall humanoid figure that is either light brown or dark orange. While reported colorations differ, almost every reported sighting of him has been the same. A person's sight, hearing, or sense of smell picks up something odd. Then they realize that he'd always been there. What differentiates him from Bigfoot is that he seems to be more human and less ape-like, as well as having shaggier hair, perhaps more akin to the northern Sasquatch. One of the most common things they say is when they look in the face, they can't believe how human the face looks. That's repeated over and over again. So on to say, sighting was in Elizabethton, and there was an overwhelming smell of rot, and when they looked up in the tree, they saw a wild man in a nearby tree, and the two ran away. And according to him, the figure was about 9 feet tall and dark orange. If you want to see petroglyphs, you can see them in Devil's Step Hollow Cave and the Dunbar Cave. There's also been reports of pygmies, or small humanoid people, in Tennessee. There were a lot of newspaper articles in the 1800s coming out about these pygmies being found. The Tennessee pygmies, in an article, American Pygmies of the Ohio Valley. The long rows of graves of the pygmy race, acceptance of the sun worship based on the discovery of hundreds of small stone-lined burials, were regularly arranged with the heads to the west. The bones were from Native Americans but represent instead a different kind of burial ritual. And then this from ghosthuntingtheories.com, the Littlefoots, America's Pygmy tribe, referred to as the Pygmies. These skeletons are found buried in crypts just outside Sparta, Tennessee, in the county of White, and reported in Nashville in 1820. These graves had many bodies, all of them quite small. The skulls were flat-headed like dogs, brachycephalic, with projecting jaws like dogs. The first grave was 2 feet long, and inside the small skeleton and its teeth had the researchers wondering if it was canine or monkey. The native people of North America told of legends of a race of little people who lived in the woods near sandy hills and sometimes near rocks located on large bodies of water, such as the Great Lakes. They often were described as hairy-faced dwarfs. From Anthropological Institute Journal, 1876, an ancient graveyard of vast proportion has been found in Coffee County. It is similar to those found in White County and other places in Middle Tennessee, but is vastly more extensive and shows the race of pygmies who once inhabited this country were very numerous. The same peculiarities of position observed in the White County graves are found in these. The writer of the letter says, some considerable excitement and curiosity took place a few days since near Hillsborough, Coffee County, on James Brown's farm. A man was plowing the field, which had been cultivated many years, and plowed up a man's skull and other bones. After making further examination, that there were about 6 acres in the graveyard. They were buried in a sitting or standing position. The bones show that they were a dwarf tribe of people about 3 feet high. It is estimated there were 75 to 100,000 buried there. The Chickasaw Ceremonial Mound and Confederate Redoubt. This is one of the most amazing mounds in Tennessee. It's Saul's Mound, and it's part of the Pinson Mounds. What's fascinating about this mound is that it has a underground entrance. You can go inside of Saul's Mound, and that's where the museum must be. Pinson Mounds State Park. Labor-intensive mound site with earthworks. In 1916, Maillard called this area the Eastern Citadel. It is made up of a great circle that contains Mound 29 and then Mound 30 just beyond. So there's over 30 mounds. These mounds were pyramids. One of the mounds at the Pinson Mound site is over 70 feet tall. There's the Chucalissa Mound site, and it has one of my favorite mounds. I don't really know how many of these mounds still exist today. I did my best to place the pictures with the correct mounds, but there was a lot of destruction of mound sites going on back in the past and continues to this day. There's the Sellers Mound and the Shiloh Mounds, and that covers a large area as well. The Obion Mound, and then there's this mound near Chattanooga. Mound Bottom State Archaeological Area. And there's the Johnson Mound State Park nearby, and the Fuchs Group Archaeological Site. There was also a lot of really cool artifacts coming from these mounds from the state of Tennessee, and this is the state artifact. But these artifacts look so Mayan. I think this is like early Mayan, pre-Mayan. Using the research from the BFRO and the Elk Mound Bigfoot Research Center, I made a map of the counties in Tennessee that have the most Bigfoot sightings, and those are shown in red. And then I made another map showing counties that the major mound sites are in Tennessee, and then compared the two to see if there was any possible correlation between the two. And the brown are the counties that overlap between both of them. And they do seem definitely to be clustered together. And as for rock hounding sites, the Horse Mountain, Cumberland Plateau, Tennessee River, and Cannon County, Greene County, Hawkins County, Sullivan County, Copper's Gem Mine, and in the sands of the river you have the high chance of finding amber, especially near the region of Coffee Bluff. And Tennessee River, you can find rock crystals and quartz crystals in the red clay portions. Now there are some public gem mining places in Tennessee where you have to pay a small fine, but what's cool about it is that you're guaranteed to find something. And that these places are at Jay's Gem Mine, Cooper's Gem Mine, Pigeon Forge Gem Mine, Magic Mine, or Murfreesboro. The Cumberland Plateau is filled with gemstone specimens. Gatlinburg is also a great place to find various crystals. The Douglas Lake is famous for its double terminated quartz specimens. Diamonds in Warren County, but they're very small. And then it says that in Tullahoma, there's agate, and in Monroe, Tennessee, opal. Getting into some cave systems. Tennessee has some amazing caverns and cave systems. The Devil's Backbone State Natural Area. Devil's Step Hollow. This is an archaeological site. There's some petroglyphs in this area also. Yuchi Wildlife Refuge. It's a good place to get wildlife pictures. There's the Lost Cove Cave, and then there's the Foster Falls Recreation Area. Zip ziplining and canoeing and hiking and camping. And look at this place. This place is called Ruby Falls, and it's next to Chattanooga. And it's an underground waterfall and caverns existing underneath the city there. There's this place called the Lost Sea Adventure. It's an underground lake, one of the biggest underground lakes. The Smoky Mountains, Big South Fork National River and Recreation Area, where there are said to be cryptids. Oh, and Dunbar Cave State Park is a really important place to go. There's petroglyphs here. Forbidden caverns. It makes me wonder if there's parts we don't know about that are being used by other creatures. A really cool fossil site is Gray Fossil Site in Tennessee. And what I thought was interesting about it is that it has this, what they call a bear, but the bones fit when it was standing up. That's how the bones fit together. So they made it standing up. It has fangs. And who's to say, well, that's going to do it for my investigations into Tennessee. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like, and until next time, bye.